Hey there, what up? Peace, light, and love. My name is Kristen with the D for those that aren't familiar with me, and welcome or welcome back. Um, this message is going to be a brief message because it has to be. Um, you have to excuse the thickness at this time. Spirit said be prepared in season and out of season, and I clearly was not prepared for this particular season on this particular night. But nonetheless, I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to rock with it. This is me naturally. So, anyway, I received a message earlier from somebody that I care about deeply, and I know this person cares about me. They were actually very intentional in apologizing for offending me because they figured the video would offend me. The video was about an ex-witch and her opinion or her stance on Christians celebrating Halloween. And I did, go through the entire video. I believe the reason this video was sent to me was because her testimony on how she got involved in witchcraft began with crystals and sage and small things like casting spells and attempting to get back at people that were bullying her, hurting her when she was younger in high school. And, you give darkness a foothold and it will turn to a stronghold. So I think it was more so intended as a warning to me because obviously I utilize a lot of crystals and I didn't really realize that. Moons. I utilize a lot of earth energy in healing myself, healing my family, and leading other people and helping other people in their healing journeys as well. Um, you know, this video is not to knock this woman and her experience. I truly believe her experience was absolutely her experience. Um, she was dabbling in some dark energy, some dark magic, and it became a stronghold. And you know what I'm saying? You don't play with fire and don't expect to get burned. Uh, Grateful that she found light. She got to a point where she was so low in her pit that she cried out, and the Most High answered because that's the promise. Call unto me and I will answer thee, show you great and unsearchable things which you know not. I think that's what this is. So yeah, super glad to see that like her life is, coming to light and she's on a different path and that kind of thing. I don't necessarily agree with how people associate. Okay, I'm being intentional with my words here because I care about people. I don't particularly care for how people associate crystals and herbs and other natural organic energies with darkness. These things are tools that can be used for light or for darkness. That's the duality in everything. Everything has duality. Okay. Light, dark, hot, cold, in, out, up, down, wet, dry. Like everything has duality. And you can utilize anything however you intend to utilize it. And I feel like for people to claim that crystals and herbs and understanding the sun and the moon's energies and the stars and the things and like people claim that those things are darkness or demonic or satanic. And it's like, what? All of these things were given to us by the Creator. Just because somebody has accessed the knowledge and how to utilize them for a different purpose or for a negative or low vibing purpose doesn't mean that was the intended purpose of it initially. Okay. An example of that is like gun safety or gun laws or just guns in general. Like, guns don't kill people. People kill people. People with guns kill people. And you can have a gun as a weapon to protect yourself in a time of warfare, or you can have a gun or a weapon of some sort to get revenge on somebody that pissed you off. Like, those are two different instances. Those are two completely different utilizations of one particular tool. And so I personally don't feel a way about people having guns. I am the woman, I am the mother that's like, look, get your piece, get educated on it, get some tactical training on it, how to utilize it. Be more specific, be intentional in what it is that you learn, and not just having it because you presume it's going to keep you safe. No, how you use it is what's going to keep you safe or not. I am the mom that's like, when the kids become of age, they need to learn how to use some, like, because if you teach them, they'll know what to do with that knowledge. Okay, but with teaching them about how to utilize a gun, you also have to teach them of the importance of their own mental health at the same token. Because it's not just about the tool, it's about the operator of the tool. All right? To presume that all crystals or utilizing crystals is dark energy is like slowly becoming comical to me, because it's revealing ignorance. It is revealing it's revealing a cycle that is constantly being perpetuated. It's revealing tradition and talks of this and that, but nobody really learning and gaining information and utilizing that information on their own. See, wisdom is the application of knowledge. You can't claim to be wise if you're not willing to gain knowledge. And trust me, I've done a whole lot of learning and unlearning these last 6, 7 years of my life, and very intentionally the last 6 years of my life. And all of the information that I have learned, I don't access. All of the information that I have learned, I don't apply to my life and to my practices. A lot of information I have learned, I do apply, and I have found very beneficial. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. It's been really hard to get this video out. And I believe it's because I'm talking about warfare, because I'm talking about spiritual warfare. And the fact that just because you live a life choosing to be ignorant of the spirit realm does not negate the spirit realm whatsoever. If anything, it gives opposing energies power and authority, because you are walking around trying to turn a blind eye to something that you feel like you have no control over because someone has told you you don't have any weapons against. Because the weapons that were actually intended for warfare and for protection and for healing have also been utilized for darkness, because everything has duality. But you have to be intentional in gaining the knowledge and applying what's applicable to you, and discarding the rest of it. You know, people say you can't pick and choose. Yeah, actually I can, because there is no cookie cutter nothing out here. Everything is unique. Every person is unique. Every life is unique. Like, you don't get to give some blanket statement and say this blanket statement necessarily applies to everybody across the board. There are some things that are simplistically standard. Like, there are some things that are standard. Everybody is energy. Everything around you is energy. There is a flow of energy that is intended to connect you to the earth and the spirit realm while you're walking this earth. You're not intended to be ignorant to the spirit realm. There are blockages that certain circumstances or experiences or whatever can cause and have caused that begins to cause stagnation in that energy within you, which makes it difficult for you to connect holistically and unapologetically to the spirit realm. Like, there are some standard principles. You reap what you sow. What you give will come back to you. Like, there are some standard laws. However, to presume that what has worked for one person is what is exactly intended to work for you is ignorant. You have to know who you are so that you will know what you need, so that you can give yourself what is best for you. As I help people, as I assist people, as I walk with people through their journey, some people are physically healthy. They eat well, they eat intentionally anyway. So they don't necessarily need detoxing herbs at this time. Right now, they might need restoring herbs, herbs that will help to build strength. They might need essential oils where the smell can trigger certain brain reactions to help calm them and help bring them into certain intended energies, or help them release unintended energy, uninvited, unwelcome energy. Okay, there are some people who more so prefer to access the crystals. Utilize the crystals for protection, to draw in healing, to draw in whatever energy it is that they're particularly working on. There are different options. And I would not be an efficient light worker if I just came and said to every one of my clients, here you go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, no, I have to be intentional in learning the person. Who are you? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? All right. Now we can start going from there. Not just take this generic bag of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work like that. And so, all this being said, you have access to so many different tools. And I encourage you to figure out why you won't access them. Will you not access them because somebody told you not to? Or will you not access them because you know accessing them means this, 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 and this? Now, what she said in that video about how that was a foothold, pretty much is what she was describing, dealing with crystals and sage. She didn't address the ego issues. She didn't address the pride in her intentions behind using, like, she didn't address her intentions in using them. Your intentions make a huge difference because you're going to reap what you sow. So, are you not accessing certain tools because somebody else misused that tool and had a bad reaction? Do you prefer living, turning a blind eye to the spirit realm as if the spirit realm is not greater than our physical 3D in the first place? Knowledge is power, and the application of knowledge is wisdom. How you apply that power determines your present and your future. But you have to access that power. You have to access knowledge. You have to know when it's time to go beyond one particular resource. If you're doing a research paper and you turn in a full research paper with one reference, your professor's going to look at you like, okay, so no. Let's try that again. Like, multiple references are beneficial for learning, for educating, for gaining information. Does that mean you have to own and adapt everything that you learn? Absolutely not. But you do have to be intentional in getting the information. I want to encourage all of you to be intentional in getting the information, asking yourself why you're avoiding certain information. Because yes, scripture will warn you about witches and warlocks. Scripture will warn you about fortune tellers and things of that nature. But scripture also started off in Genesis letting you know that the sun, the moon, and the stars were given for the purpose of signs and seasons. You think that you're not supposed to be aware of the seasons and the signs that are being provided to you from a universal energetic state? That's what it was given for. Crystals first arrived in Genesis chapter 2, actually. Like, they came with the land. They like that they're just like you were giving herbs, just like you were giving fruits and berries and plants and flowers, and all of them have these wonderful purposes. Crystals are a part of that as well. They're earth energy. They're natural, organic earth energy that were utilized throughout the Bible. Fire was utilized, water was utilized, earth was utilized. And to be completely honest with you, we're talking Old Testament here, where you can see a lot of these practices in play. You also see the particular people utilizing these practices, which are the Hebrew Israelite people, being very victorious. Where are the Hebrew Israelites now? Most of you don't even know. Knowledge is power. And when knowledge is hidden from you, when knowledge is suppressed from you, when knowledge is shunned or discouraged, that is someone intending to take away your power. Where are the tribes now? There's 12 of them. And anybody who wasn't part of one of the 12 tribes was considered a Gentile. Who are the Gentile people? How about we do some history and we start learning and we start educating ourselves and we start gaining our power back? For those that feel like New Testament is where it's at and you ain't got to do all this stuff in the Old Testament because the New Testament, that wasn't the example that Christ gave, the ascended master that he is, because he lived his life based off of the Old Testament practices, law, and order. That was intentional. He was victorious because he was obedient, because he did the work, because he did not allow society's change of perception, society's perception or society's change of view as far as what the Old Testament taught, changed who he was and what he did. He remained in his power because he remained true to himself, but he knew himself. He knew of his direct connection to the Most High Creator. He knew of how to access. Don't be ignorant. Don't be blind. Don't be led astray. Do your work. Do your research. Study to show thyself approved. Utilize multiple resources. Start to understand the tools that are available to you and start to access those tools. Because now when certain things come up, typically I know what tool to go and get to deal with it. When my kid starts crying in the middle of the night and she doesn't understand why she's crying, a crystal is not the first thing that I go and get. Prayer and scripture is the first thing that I speak over her, and I make her speak over herself. And then after she's calmed herself by grounding herself and centering herself, then I might give her a crystal to support her emotional state as she's going back to sleep. You have to know how to utilize your tools. You have to know that you have tools available. And the tools that are available to you are much more than pray and wait on it to happen, because faith without works is dead. So, I'm not going to let this video go long. I just wanted to encourage you to know yourself, because when you know yourself, you can heal yourself. And when you heal yourself, you're able to operate and function holistically, unapologetically, and authentically. And I encourage you to love yourself. Protect your energy, protect your being, protect your mind, protect your emotions. Protect yourself. Take responsibility for yourself. I appreciate this person that sent me this video because they did it caring for me. All right? I don't receive it because it's not my truth. I'm not a witch. I am a wise woman. And there is a difference. I personally do not tap into and access dark energy. Very capable of it. Very much so aware of it. But I'm a firm believer that you reap what you sow. And if you throwing some dark shit out at me, you'll reap it. I don't have to hop on that bandwagon because I'm responsible for the energy that I project to other people. So I take responsibility. I love myself. Does not mean it does not get hard. The Scorpio energy, Scorpio, the sun has been in Scorpio, the moon was in Scorpio, and Mars has been in Scorpio. Please believe I've been dealing with some real deep energy. Karmic wounds, whatever, like, it's been hard, it's been challenging, but at the end of the day, I had to remind myself who I am and why I choose to do what I do. And I had to transmute the dark energy that I was experiencing during that season, which was necessary for my healing. It had to come up. Just because it had to come up didn't mean I was supposed to act on it. It meant I was supposed to acknowledge it, do what I needed to do to heal so that I can move forward from it. I don't play with dark energy. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of the dark energy that attempts to attack. But that's a part of being a warrior. That's a part of being in battle. That's why you have to be prepared for battle. Have your tools accessible and have a good understanding of how to use those tools, because when it's time to pull it out, you don't have time to pull out the instruction manual. You don't have time to test it and play and hope that if I do this with it, it's gonna, like, no, when it's time for you to pull out your pistol, you need to know how to operate that thing. You don't need to be trying to figure it out at that time. So, know yourself, heal yourself, love yourself, be yourself. There's only one you. Feel free to comment. I definitely encourage you to like the video if you're rocking with it. Share it with somebody for whatever reason you choose to share it. Subscribe to the channel because we will continue to have updates here. Until next time, peace, light, and love.